All right, we are back with another pick'em video, and tonight we got game one of the Eastern Conference Finals, Celtics versus the Pacers, and your boy's going to be in the building. Now, you guys see the hat every single video. You all know I'm a big Celtics fan, but I'm not going to let my bias get into these picks, and I'm actually gotten 2 overs for the Pacers today. We're going to break down my leans, kind of what I'm thinking on the Celtics side of things, on the Pacers side of things for the series in general. But for the ultimate picks that I'm going to give you, it's a nice little correlated pair on the Pacers side of things. I think Celtics lines are a little bit inflated. This could be, there's always blowout potential with Celtics, but we know they play down to their competition. We're going to talk it over. Again, 2 Pacers players that we're going to be really leaning into. And then I got some leans on the other side of things as well. So if you're new to this, definitely go ahead and subscribe. Leave the video a like and comment something down below. I actually have a request today because we're getting closer and closer to summer. We only get 1 NBA game a day pretty much for the next week, and then it's finals. And then we have every other day where we get an NBA game. So the NBA is definitely winding down. It's definitely going to be the most popular thing to be watching as we get farther into the playoffs here. But MLB's firing on all cylinders. WNBA started. They got 3 games tonight. We're going to be looking at that stuff all day in the Discord. And I'm curious what you guys want to see in terms of videos, because I'll probably start doing 2 videos a day as I get my footing. I'm bouncing between 2 states like I do at the beginning of most summers. So haven't seen you guys since Friday, by the way, because of that. But of course, we're always active in the Discord and super excited about the picks for today. So let's just jump right into it. Again, game 1, play light. There's only 1 NBA game. Don't throw all your money in on one game. Spread out. Go find some value in the MLB. There's a lot more value in the MLB. Again, it's hard to predict one game, perfectly. But I'm really liking what we're doing today. We're going to be on PrizePicks. If you're new to PrizePicks or not on PrizePicks and it's available in your state, highly recommend checking it out. If you're in a state that doesn't allow sports betting, this is something you can do. DFS is a different type of sports betting. It's a game of skill rather than a game of chance in terms of legal terms. PrizePicks is awesome. Use code RichPicks. You get 100% deposit match, and you're going to get into my Discord, fun community, for free. We're going to talk about the Discord a little bit later, but let's just get right into things. I'm going to show you both the plays just because, again, they correlate really well. And when I say correlate, if you put these 2 players in the same play on FanDuel or on DraftKings or something like that, they might knock your payout a little bit because it's more likely that they happen together than they don't happen together. Now, one could hit and one couldn't hit. That's always a possibility, but it's more likely that they either both hit or both miss. And I'm going to be talking TJ McConnell, 4.5 assists. This guy has been electric off the bench. He's a playoff type player, nitty gritty, going to get under guys' skins. We see Jalen Brunson didn't like him very much last series. He's defensive, but he also provides a huge offensive spark off that bench. And we see the Celtics, grow big leads all the time, and then they lose the big leads. And it's going to be someone like TJ McConnell to come in, run that second unit, and you can kind of grind back into the game. So TJ, 4.5 assists. We're going to break down all of that reasoning. And I'm also going to go to Obi Toppin at 7.5 points. The reason I'm going to this is because TJ McConnell's favorite assist target is Obi Toppin, whether it's a 3 or driving to the hoop for a dunk or something like that. Again, he runs this second unit. Both these guys come off the bench. We've seen it consistently throughout the playoffs that they're the sparks, that they need that offense to come in and, bring it. So, TJ and Obi, they correlate really well. I actually found a website that shows you assists, specifically to certain players. And TJ McConnell, by far, his favorite assist player is Obi Toppin. 75 assists this year to him. And you see a lot of bench players. That's because TJ plays mostly with the bench, especially throughout the season. He's been assisting Obi Toppin a ton this season. 75. The next guy would be Bennedict Mathurin, who's injured right now at 47. So really, really like this correlation. And I think that 2-man game is going to be really good for the bench unit. Now, that was the regular season. I've ticked the playoffs here. Obviously, the playoffs are a little bit different. And you still see Obi Toppin, his number 1 assist target at 18. Next guy would be Siakam, Ben Shepherd. Again, most of the guys that are going to be playing with TJ McConnell are going to be these dudes. So, again, TJ has consistently shown that Obi Toppin is the number 1 target, probably because they share the court a decent amount of time. But again, they're going to need that spark, especially if the Celtics come out hot and the Pacers need to come back into the game. So, really liking this combo. Let's jump into the Outlier pages and kind of break down the hit rates, the matchups, specifically against the Celtics and things like that. And then we'll jump into some odds and making sure we're attacking some good value on a fixed payout system like PrizePicks. So let's go to his Outlier page. Any of the tools I'm using this, they have links in the description. You're either going to get a free trial. This says a 7-day free trial. You can't really beat that. Or you're going to get a discount, which again is awesome. So let's take a quick look at his last 10 games here. Most of these are going to be playoff games. 6 of the last 10 games he's gone over this. You can see it's kind of hit or miss. Some of the games, 12 and 10 assists. Doubles off the bench in the playoffs for a guy, especially a guard, playing 20 minutes or so is pretty ridiculous. And this is against a Knicks defense that shows pride in their defense. They're a scrappy team, and he's been able to hit this in the last 3 of 4 games against them. So I do like to see that. Obviously, again, we've talked about it a million times. They are the spark off the bench. If the Pacers need some quick offense, it's guys like TJ McConnell, guys like Ben Shepherd, Obi Toppin, all these guys off the bench are providing good value. So TJ runs that second unit. He's been doing it consistently. Now, against the Celtics in general, very similar. 3 of the last 4 games he's gone over this. The one game he missed this season, he had 9 minutes. So I don't expect 9 minutes. Again, he's projected for 21 or so minutes, and he's been getting that pretty consistently in the playoffs. Again, if you look at the last 10 games, you check out the minutes, 19, had a 16-minute game, but right back up to 24 where he played incredible in that closeout game. So really, really liking that. I want to back up, look at 2023 as a whole. Obviously, again, you got to look at the playoffs a little bit more than the regular season. Halliburton was banged up, missed a month or so. And then even when he came back, he was limited minutes. So you got to put that into account. But games that that TJ McConnell's getting at least, let's say, 18 minutes or so. He's projected for 21, I believe, is what RotoWire has. 21 minutes off the bench. Yeah, 21 minutes or so. Yeah, so adjusting this minutes bar, we can see, 18 minutes is an 80% hit rate. 16 minutes, if he gets that, the lower bar thing, is still a 74% hit rate. If he gets the 20 or 21 minutes that he's projected, 88, 91% hit rate. Now, just going back to like the 18, that's kind of where I would put him at around for tonight's game. If you look at the 18 minutes, at least 18 minutes, and look at away games, this is a 91% hit rate. So I do love to see that. He's, again, a kind of a chippy guy. He's a veteran guy. He doesn't, care if he's playing at home, playing away. Some of the, younger guys might shy away, play a little bit worse on the road. But a guy like TJ, he's been able to consistently do this very consistently, 91% of the time, hit this mark with at least 18 minutes on the road. So loving everything I'm seeing about TJ's line, 4.5. And I want to look at the odds as well. So we see the hit rate, the matchup, the things that I'm thinking about this game, how I think it's going to play out. But let's see what the other sports books are thinking. Are we seeing a good line here? And that's what something like DG Fantasy can do for us. You can go in here, whether it's Underdog, Parlay Play, PrizePicks, Dabble, whatever DFS platform you're on, you can click this. You can look at all leagues, or you can look at specific players, see which the best line in terms of odds, in terms of EV at that certain time. And we can see TJ, his assist line is the best line right now, 53.38% chance to hit. Why is this? Well, it's because Pinnacle's got this at minus 133, FanDuel minus 138, minus 125 on DraftKings. All these other sportsbooks heavily favored to go over this line, meaning that if you were to take this on a different sportsbook like FanDuel or something, they're going to pay you much less if you take the over than if you take the under. So on a fixed payout system like PrizePicks, they don't care if we take the over or the under. They're going to pay us out the same. So we definitely want to be taking the over on this line because of the market value we're getting here. So really, really liking TJ. That is the kind of the breakdown for what I'm thinking. But yeah, let's now break down Obi Toppin, kind of see why it correlates and why I really like both of them today. So now we're into Obi Toppin's page. 7.5 points is where we're getting it at. And we can see the last 20 games, he's obviously been killing this. In the Milwaukee series, he went over in every single game. Started off the Knicks series really hot too. Kind of hit or miss more recently. I'm not trying to hide anything, did lose a few minutes to Isaiah Jackson, who played really well off the bench, especially in Game 7. But he's projected for around 18 minutes. I don't expect 15 minutes again. But even in games where he's seeing, at least 15 minutes, this is incredible hit rate. And he's played very, very well against Boston so far all year. So we've seen him a few times against Boston, and it's looking really good. So here's the last 20 games, obviously pretty solid in the playoffs. Hit or miss recently, yes, but I think he's going to go out there, get 18 to 20 minutes tonight, and again, provide that spark. If I think McConnell is going to be assisting the ball, we've seen that Obi Toppin's usually that beneficiary. So no Porzingis down low, going to be having to deal with Luke Cornett and Al Horford. Obviously Porzingis the best of those at deterring the rim, where Obi Toppin does a lot of his damage. And, obviously Al Horford a little bit older. So if we see Obi against Al, he should be able to take that advantage of that matchup and, get to the rim and make a few layups, maybe a dunk here or there, and, pop out and hit a three. That'd just be icing on the cake. In terms of the head-to-head, let's just see it visually here. 5 of 5 games, and it hasn't even really been close. Double-digit scoring in all 5 matchups against the Celtics this year. That's something consistent that I like to see for something like this. And it's not like he's getting, 8 and just creeping over. 10 points is the least amount of points he's scored against the C's this season, home or away, doesn't really matter. Including the game that they had Siakam. They haven't seen each other since late January, and Siakam did come and play this game, so I did look into that. He scored 11 points off the bench. In terms of the field goals attempted and makes, was shooting around 50%. Obviously had a 4 for 5 game and a 5 for 6 game. But again, that game with Siakam, 5 of 11, 45%, did shoot a decent amount. So I'd like to see that. So backing up, looking at the whole year in terms of this line, 7.5 points, 61% hit rate. A lot of this green, again, coming lately. If you want to look at games, it's just Siakam. That is something you should be looking at. And it's still a 58% hit rate. So Siakam in town, goes down a little bit. But in games that he's seeing at least 15 minutes, which I'm pretty sure he's going to see at least 15 to 20 minutes tonight, nice 66% hit rate. And again, you see a whole lot of green. Hit or miss lately, is Isaiah Jackson going to come steal all his minutes? I don't think so. Do we see a little bit more Isaiah Jackson? Maybe. He played really well in Game 7. But I like Obi today. I like the combo especially. And I think Obi Toppin and McConnell are going to be pretty consistent off the bench for this series. Maybe a little bit higher pace than the Knicks, because the Knicks are the slowest pace, the Pacers are the fastest pace, and Boston kind of plays more into that faster paced game. So might be more attempts for some points, and hopefully Obi and McConnell are beneficiaries of that. In terms of the odds for this Obi Toppin line, sportsbooks are loving this. Minus 132 on Pinnacle, minus 125 on DraftKings. FanDuel, Sleeper, they already have this at 8.5, so great signs to come. If this is a line that does eventually get bumped, the best part about that is, you miss the PrizePicks value, but you can go still take this on something like Sleeper. If Chalkboard, maybe Dabble has it, Underdog, you want to be looking at all different types of sports books. That's where it's advantageous to have multiple different platforms. So yeah, really liking this combo. Those are going to be the 2 picks for today, Obi Toppin and TJ McConnell. A little correlated slip there. And then in terms of Boston's side of things, again, I'm going to this game. I want to have some sort of things to play on Boston's side, but Peyton Pritchard's one of my leans. It's not an official video pick. I might end up playing it. It's available on PrizePicks, so right around minus 115 value or so. 3-pointers made. I think I'm taking the over here if I had to choose. Between 18 and 27 minutes is what he's been seeing in the playoffs. Hasn't seen less than 18 minutes. Hasn't seen more than 27 minutes. And in that amount of time head-to-head against the Pacers this year, he's gone over this in both games. Hit 2 of 3 attempts, I believe, back in November. And then in a game in January, he was 4 of 5. And again, you see the minutes are within that 26 minutes in this game, 23 minutes in this game. So if you want to look at that, that is something I'm interested in. In games in 2023, within this threshold, in games without Porzingis, you can see this is a 68% hit rate. You trigger the home games on. This is a 70% hit rate. Definitely shoots a lot better at home. So Peyton Pritchard over 1.5 threes, that's definitely a lean that I'm interested in and something I might end up playing. So that's something that you could choose if you want to go to or not. And then in terms of some star power, Jason Tatum, 29.5 is a little bit steep for me, but wanted to point out the fact that he's gone over in 7 straight games against the Pacers dating back to last year. But a lot of these this year, 4 games this year, he has gone over in all of those. This is 2 teams that are going to play fast. Again, the Pacers, one of the fastest teams, points allowed 27th ranked, and the Celtics usually take advantage of that. Should be high scoring. It is the playoffs. Maybe it drops a little bit, but we've seen some crazy scoring outbursts between these 2 teams, including 129, 124. That's a whole lot of scoring potential for these players. So Tatum, if you can get an alternate line like we did on Underdog the other day, it was at 23.5. That looks pretty solid for me. Duran hit for us and Carrington pushed, so this should be a nice little 3x. But yeah, Tatum, if you get up at like 25, that would be pretty cool for me. And then Jaylen Brown on the other side of things, if we want to look at him real quick, he's also played very well against the Pacers, and he's kind of been the more consistent player in the playoffs so far in terms of scoring. Tatum really not showing up until the past few games, but he hasn't really needed to either. If we want to look at the points head-to-head here, we can see he's gone over. We want to go to over. He's gone over. His line's at 25.5 now, but he's gone over in 4 straight games or 3 straight games. Just missed on a hook, the most recent matchup, but he's been scoring well against this team too. So I just expect a lot of points. I don't mind overs today, but again, 1 game. Don't try to go too crazy with it. But in terms of some leans, maybe pick between Jaylen Brown or Tatum. I think one of those guys is bound to go over his line today. Maybe if not both of them. And then Pritchard at 1.5 threes, I think he can get there for us as well. So that's going to do it for today's video. Again, Obi Toppin, 7.5 points. We're taking the over there and correlating it with McConnell's 4.5 assists. I kind of expect the Celtics to come out to a decent lead and, maybe let it up a little bit like they usually do. And that'll be because the bench unit comes in, TJ McConnell, Obi Toppin, kind of playing that two-man game that they love to do. McConnell's favorite assist target throughout the playoffs, throughout the regular season, was definitely Obi Toppin, and they play well off each other. So, kind of think that they're both going to either hit or both miss. But we broke down, the reasons why I like them. The leans, obviously Pritchard, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, some of those guys are going to be scoring. And, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a nice high-scoring affair. In terms of, other things, we're going to be talking MLB, WNBA, of course, esports, whatever else is going on throughout the day. We're always talking about that stuff in my Discord over here. Started a few months ago. We've been having a lot of fun, a lot of success. It's just a bunch of like-minded people that you can chat with. It's not all seriousness, or we have a laughs around here and there. You can share your own slips. If I'm cold, I got some seasoned chefs in here that are always, sharing their plays. We got play of the days. It's just a good spot to go there. You're going to get a good sense of people doing some research and getting a good idea of some good plays, and you can also share your own thoughts. So it's a lot of fun. You can get in here using the link in the description. It's a Dub Club link. Just click subscribe and then link your Discord account to your Dub Club account, and you should get in here automatically. But yeah, all the information on how to get in here is down there below. You can also get in here for free using any of my codes to PrizePicks, Underdog, Chalkboard, Sleeper, Dabble, or DG Fantasy. DG Fantasy is one of the tools. But these are all DFS platforms, my favorite DFS platforms out there. And the reason you want to get them multiple is because of the discounts they throw at you. We talked about the Tatum discount that we took advantage of the other day. They're always throwing different discounts at us, and those are the days you want to be attacking it. PrizePicks, it's Taco Tuesday today on PrizePicks. Totally forgot to mention that. We should be getting discounts throughout the day in the next few hours here. 3 discounts, you still have to put your research into them. People are supposedly voting on these things. Not all of them are amazing, but they're all definitely going to be great EV. And again, that's something we always discuss in the Discord. So, hey, if you're not on PrizePicks, you can go ahead and tail these picks on PrizePicks. Use code RichPicks on there. Get a 100% deposit match on all these different websites. And a good way to give back to the channel, but also a good way to get into the community for free. But yeah, that's the Discord, and that's going to do it for today's video. Super excited about the game tonight. Super excited about the picks. I'm going to be at the game, so I'm not going to let my bias get into this, but I'll probably do some fun 10-leg parlay or something that I'll share in the Discord. But yeah, if you're interested in an MLB video or a WNBA video, that's what we're going to be doing all throughout the summer. But I'll probably have some time to do it for today if that gets a few comments down below. But if not, of course, we're going to be going to that in the Discord. But yeah, like the video, subscribe if you are new, comment anything down below. It tells YouTube to push this thing out a little bit more. And if I don't make another video today, I'll see you guys tomorrow, or I'll see you in the Discord. Peace out.